Hello YouTube fans, here again. And yes, these are actual 3D chassis, believe it or not. I remember getting these a long time ago. 3D chassis, what goes with what I'm about to talk about. 3D, you got blue, you got red, you got it all, so why not? I don't know why I'm wearing them because I'm not started doing this in 3D, but the hell with it. Yep, I'm excited to do it. DOS 3D. Like the other DOS one, I always looked at it as a roller and a fencer and it made a name, that being Steven Spielberg. DOS 2, I look at a slasher film with a sark, with a burn mark, and this I look at a fun ride. I look at a fun ride. Now in 1982, there was a magazine out that was going to do DOS 3. And at the time, during that era, you had Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D. One day after that, same day when this come out, you had Annabelle 3D. So 3D was coming back out, you know what I mean? 3D back in the 1950s, like you had your B sci-fi movies. You also had films that were done in 3D. So it wasn't exactly a new thing. It wasn't a new technology. You know what I mean? They started to bring back the 3D, which I always call 3D gimmicks. But I like it because they wanted to go for something different. They wanted to go for something totally different. Now at the time, they wanted to bring back Voice-Sider. But like I said, when I did the review for that, Voice-Sider did not want to come back for this. Believe it or not, he did not want to come back. But he decided, what the hell, I'll come back for one more time, only one more time, and that was it. So they really tried to get Voice-Sider as Serif Boulder to make his appearance once again. Never happened. That's on my 3D fingers. Never happened because at the time, Voice-Sider really did not want to get typecasted. So he did a film called Blue Thunder. Very good film, that, by the way, I may add. And they did the film Blue Thunder because then the film started a series off. It also inspired Airwolf, Air Doctor. And because he did Blue Thunder, they couldn't get him back. So they decided let's make something new, make something different. Because the first two Jaws films, like say the classic by Steven Spielberg, Jaws 2, were done in the 70s. So this was like, it was not long from the 80s. It was a new era. It was a new time. They brought back this 3D chassis. And this is doing me head, by the way, so I'm going to get them off. So, by the way, at that time, they decided bringing someone else. Well, Daniel Tade, he was still a new guy at that time. He was still the new guy on the block. And it's very ironic, really, that he looks, the young actor appeared as the son of Serif Boulder in that, looked so much like Devin Tade. So I thought it was pretty good that they got Devin Tade to play that role. And it was supposed to be, they was a lot older now. The two sons from Serif Boulder, they had their own beats, their own iron, and everything. Now, like I said, there were a lot of different versions of Jaws 3. There was the 2D format, there was the 3D format, if I put them upside down, and so on. And I actually love the opening of this. You generally know it's going to be a fun ride, feature film. You got the fists, you got the thing biting into it, you got blood, you got his head floating, 3D style. I love the bit where the word Jaws 3D fires out at you, the audience. There's a lot of things I love about this film. Lots of things I love about it. Because they were trying to go for something different, something new. But sad to say, a lot of people got, just like me, they're getting on my nerves after a bit. But imagine wearing them all the way through the cinema. Imagine wearing these all the way through the cinema. So a lot of people got sick of the 3D gimmicks. People got sick of the film. They didn't like the fact that there was no Serif Boulder and so on. And if you want to see it done shit, you want to see it done bad, where they're trying to make it like the original, but it sucks, an epic suck, go for that. I'm not going to do it now. It might still be on my video. I did a comparison. It could have been last there. Could have been a couple of months ago. I'm not sure now it was last year or a couple of months. If you can find it, it might still be up there, where I did a comparison of that and that. This, to me, I love. Now, I also love Cossack, I can't remember his name, right? Cossack Jr. That's right, AJ Cossack Jr. is in this, May Rest. Because of the big possessed of an philosopher and a gentleman, they felt he'd be ideal like a mayor sort of character, just like they had a mayor in 1 and 2, running this theme park for all the people to go to. And I love the fact that they made the shark this big fucking beast. It's a monster in this. It eats a man alive. Doesn't fuck about. Again, it wouldn't be Jaws without the boom, 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 boom. But they also do it like an adventure feel, like a theme park feel, like it goes. And again, a lot of people had problems with that. But I like that. It gives it a fun vibe feel. You're not going to get the same genie in the bottle. What do I mean by that? You're not going to get the same matcha in a bottle size. You're not going to get the same feel what you had in that. You're not going to get the same family feel, the slasher feel what you got in that. So they was going for something new, something unique, not been done before. Something what Hollywood needs to learn these days, but don't. And they knew it wasn't going to be classic like the first one. You know, it wasn't going to be a popular sequel like that one. So they made their own film. They made a fun ride. So I love the fact the start was big. Yes, the 3D image should get a bit bearable, but I would say I like that old school sort of feel. I'm a sucker for it. And you do get a lot of well-known faces in it. You get the girl of the longer lad, if you think you've seen her before. 2 years after this, she appeared as Michael J. Fox's mum in Back to the Future and a lot of other things. I remember playing in Tales from the Tip. She played during Isle the Duck. You know, that was not a good film. But this was a big break. I love the bit where they're trying to push one another and stuff one another. I love that. And what else I love? I love the fact that the longer lad, which mentions a bit of that, has a fear for water, but it comes his fear. That's great. I love that. Until that ruined it, which I'll get to. But again, I just love. I'm a sucker for. If I can get his fucking name again, I'm always fucking up his name. Jeffin Shade. Hooray! I got his name. This is his big break. I mean, after this, he did films that say like, if you can remember it, Dream J. He did Enemy Mine. It's funny enough, also had Joseph Jr. in that. And he did a lot. I mean, he did Into Space. I love Jeffin Shade. I'm a sucker for him. I like him as an actor. He has a state of presence as a personality. If you're not going to have voice actor, get Jeffin Shade. That's all I say. And they did right there. So you've got they've got this guy. He wants to do night shift. If they don't want him to, but he knows him. He's the first one to get it with the hand scene. I'm not going to do it. I remember talking about that. And you get a few good cool deaths in this. You get somewhat forgettable. Like you've got these guys pulsing, and the shark gets one of them. You don't see it. It's off screen. He gets the other one. He gets dragged under. Very similar to that, but not as impressive. But I remember the bit where the water scene, these people fishing in the water place, and you see the body of the died one that lost his hand. I do remember it was cut down on TV originally. We had the cut one, but I'm on about the uncut one. Definitely a gory scene. Even for its time, I thought, this is pretty gory. They all dropped on this dead guy. So there were a few good scenes there. You do get 2 sharks in this, a baby shark and the mama. That's sad. The baby one, they got it. And Joseph Jr. wants to make money. So they put it in the sour end of the water. And out of fear, the shark dies. And you feel sorry. I actually cried for the shark, believe it or not. You got another died, been in a lot of things. Another actor is sadly no longer with us. And he's one who wants to hunt the shark for sport. He wants to kill the shark for sport. But as the film goes on, you think he's a bit of an arrogant. You think he's a bit of a dick. But as the film goes on, you get to like that character. You get to feel him for him at the end. No one's at the middle of the film, at the end, I should say. And you got a few other date scenes. You got these dolphins entertaining. You got the woman that wants to save the sharks, who believe in it, and you got our mate, Jeffin Shade. And I do love the bit when they're going after the shark. They realise that the body of this guy couldn't have been the shark. It was a baby. The big mama is in the actual water part. And when you see it, it's a beast. It's the biggest out of all the other sharks. People think, oh, it's not realistic. Oh, right. Remember I did a comparison of that? Wait till I get to that. When you've got a shark standing on its fucking tail, roaring like a fucking dinosaur. then turned around and told me that's not realistic. It's a fun ride film. So I wasn't expecting realism. I wasn't expecting something where you wear these, bear with me, gotta get the fuckers back on, it's hurting. When you wear these all the way through the fucking cinema, it's a fucking fun ride film. I'm not looking for realism. I'm looking for escapism. I'm looking to be entertained when I'm eating my popcorn. So he's diving, I said, he's going after the shark. He almost gets lucky, but by accident, the rope snaps and the shark eats him alive. That's to be the coolest death ever. I feel sorry for that guy. But he gets eaten alive. Again, cut down on TV, but the uncut one, you actually see him getting eaten. Really graphic. And then you got home, they're trying to get the shark, Jade and his woman get out of Dodge. And that's the bit where I got to admit, he's a bit badly dated. They have to have improved this a lot, where the shark's head is going like that in slow motion. You can see straight away it's fake and phony, but it's coming like that in slow motion. I do know they've improved it over the years, but I don't like it still. I do think it has a charm. You could toss it to you and all over, it's in slow motion. No! And the shark's head just goes, psh. And then you see the body of the one that got eaten. He's got Bob. Jade has the deep sea helmet on and everything, goes out of luck for some reason. I managed to get cocked up pretty fast to put all that shit on. He pulls the trigger out, bowls the shark up, 3D style and all. The only bit I weren't happy about, I felt it was a bit, even though I don't like the word, I'm going to say it. You got two toe fins to come up, 3D. That 3D I do feel was a bit badly dated. But I like the film. It has an offensive feel still, like that one did. It's its own beast. The dad do something different. They wanted to go for 3D because they knew, right, is it going to be as memorable as the first one? No. Is it going to be as popular as the second one? No. So they wanted to go for a fun ride film. So that's why they used 3D, being Jaws 3D. I always loved the poster. Very iconic poster. And for the one that commented me saying it's one of their favourite films, power to you, my friend. I did read your comment. You're right, it is a good film. You want to see Jaws done a shit bad way. Jaws the Revenge. Had to be faithful to that. Failed. Boring. Feels like a fucking drama. And everything you like about the Lung Brother, I'll get to that. That's angry if I get to that. But again, you got the Dare, who we all remember he played in the original Back to the Future. I remember the scene where the shark jumps out, bites her leg. Tend to feel sorry for her, but the way the shark gets it in this, yeah, you could say it's copied from that, but it's very memorable. I love the bit when it bows up and you got the fangs there, all 3D it does. It's a 3D film. And the ending I love. There's nothing bad about this film. Over the years, people have insulted this film. Some people say this film's shit. Some people say this film sucks. But as my friend said, giving me that nice comment. You're right, this is a good film. I'm happy that someone loves this film. You want to see Jaws done a shit way. Look at some of the shitty, cheap fucking shark films they make. Look at fucking Jaws the Revenge. More like Snooze the Revenge. Look at the book from Jaws the Revenge, where it's a voodoo doctor. I'm not making that shit up, I only wish I were. A voodoo doctor that brings back the shark from the original, back from the dead, to get revenge on the family. Seriously, that was the book version of Jaws the Revenge. I'm not going to get to that, fucking hell. Look at fucking other ones, like Shark Fatano. They're bad films. Jaws 3, it's an escapism. It's a film where you go to the cinema and have a fun time. I'm going to end it like this. I love the film. Got no problems with the film. I think Jade is brilliant. Other than that, I'm going to give it what it needs. A 13-star rating for me. I think there's no problems with Jaws 3D. I feel like it should have been the last Jaws film. But it does money talks. Which I don't know why, because the film bombed. I'll get to that one. That's a bad one. But Jaws 3, or Jaws 3D, whatever you want to call it, I actually like it. I think it's a classic. Into them, be smart, be safe. See you later.